It's almost game day,
Yes.
friends. One day until the Dogs are back between the hedges. Sanford Stadium top 12 matchup against the Missouri Tigers. We've been talking about it all week. Missouri fans have been in the comments all week. Welcome to the last episode you're going to be in the comments of, Missouri fans, because you'll disappear just like they all do. We're going to give our score predictions. We're going to give our thoughts and final takes on this game. And then we're going to give you the best bets of the weekend in college football. All that and more next.
You are Locked On Bulldogs, your daily podcast on the Georgia Bulldogs, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome back, everybody. Today's episode is brought to you by Game Time. Download the Game Time app, gametime.co. This is Locked On Bulldogs, part of Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every single day. We are covering Georgia football. And Daniel, this is going to be this weekend. The toughest test so far for them Dogs is going to begin for the East, up for grabs against them Tigers of Missouri. It's going to be exciting. Can I just of all the talk of all the Missouri fan, who, by the way, Missouri fan, you have a giant chest to beat on for somebody who's been just without cause in the SEC, just without a prayer in the SEC for some time. You have quite a big chest that you're beating.
Don't they have that massive drum at Missouri? Isn't that Missouri? Do they have
That's
the big
Purdue? Purdue has
Purdue. I'm sorry. Yeah. Are they not the same school?
Real close.
The colors are the same. They're basically the same school.
Trains. They're not in the South.
Yeah. Listen, Missouri fan has been really up in his feelings this week. But you're right. This is going to be an exciting game. It's going to be an eventful affair in Athens. Missouri fan feels how they feel about it. We feel how we feel about it. And we have this podcast. And so we're going to do most of the talking from this point forward.
Oh, by the way, really quick, he's a homer. I'm a homer. Thanks.
Yep. Guilty. All right. Let's get to the predictions. We've talked all week about this is the toughest test Georgia's defense is going to have faced this year by a lot. This is the best offense Georgia has played. Luther Burden is the best receiver of the football in all of college football who did not just have tightrope surgery. And so there's a lot to like about this Missouri offense. We've talked all week about the average Missouri defense. We've talked about how they struggle to stop the run. By the way, Dog Stats agrees with us on that. A lot of enlightening information there. We've talked all week about the questionable at best Missouri secondary. And so, Clint, how do you think this game's going to go? And more importantly, Clint, do you have a lock in this game?
Okay, Daniel, give the people the spread for this game. And do you have the over-under on you?
The line for the game is 15 points. And while you talk about the game, it's at 15 points on FanDuel, which is the book that we use. And the over-under is 55.5, Clint. And so 15 points and 55.5. Are you locking anything up? And tell me how you feel like this one's going to go.
I got one lock, Daniel.
He's got a lock. This game. I also have a lock in this game.
I got a lock in this game.
We'll see if it's the same.
I believe fervently that there are two ways this game is going to go. Both enact my lock. I think option one is that Missouri gets it's Tennessee all over again. When Tennessee
from last year.
From 2 years ago. Tennessee came out first quarter
when we went up to Knoxville. Yes,
just thumping offense. It was 21, just drive after drive, doing great, and then shut down entirely. Not a lot. I think that's option one. But in that case, I think Missouri gets 14 points in this game. Option two, it's a tighter affair. Missouri gets maybe 20 points, back and forth, surgical approach. It's still in the game. Maybe they go up at half. We go into halftime losing against the Tigers. Either way, There's going to be more than 55 points scored in this game.
Oh, he likes the over.
Give me the over. Absolutely. The over of this game is there. Georgia's offense is averaging a boatload of points, 40 plus. If my prediction of 14, that gives me right around that. I think that's worst case scenario for the over under. I think something like 17 points, 20 points is more realistic, if I'm going to be honest. So
From
that gives me
Mizzou's side, yeah.
From Mizzou's side. That gives me the over soundly. But I think this game does either first quarter they jump out, and then the rest of the time they are just stalling and we dominate Kentucky-like fashion, so a little combination. Or it's a tight affair into the third quarter in which the second half Dogs take over and completely crush them. Either way, give me the over 55. Daniel, how about you? You got a lock in this game?
I do have a lock, and it's not the same one as you. I'm going to lay him. Clint, I'm going to lay him.
You know what? Folk,
I'm going to
lay the points.
Just lay them.
Just lay the points. Quick question. Is it a top 25 matchup of SEC opponents, Daniel?
Here we go. Yes, it is.
Is it in Athens?
It is, in fact, in Athens.
Is Kirby Smart coaching?
It's our same coach. We have the same coach. We've not replaced him.
Okay. Well, those three things mean that lay the points.
Just lay the points. You didn't even mention the revenge aspect of this game. I've heard from so many Missouri fans this week to remind me of last year's game and how Missouri kept it close. You realize that's one of the downfalls to Missouri this year, right? Like you realize that I'm happy to say this, by the way. You realize that Kirby Smart is a petty man. Like Chris Marler isn't wrong.
Nope.
He's a petty man. The thing is, he takes his pettiness. It's like he puts his pants on one leg at a time. It's just that after he puts his pants on, he makes gold records. Well, Kirby Smart is petty, just like a lot of other coaches in college football, except Kirby Smart takes his pettiness and he wins back-to-back national championships with it. And so it's a bit of a revenge spot for Kirby. It's big game Carson Beck, which I think I've seen enough big game Carson Beck to know what to do with him, and you lay him with him. It's the healthiest that this team has been in the backfield all season long.
Yep.
And the defense gets better and better every single week. And so I'm going to lay him. Clint, I actually think that there's an outcome in this game that's like 27-3. And that would crush your over. That's why I'm much more comfortable laying them. I think there's an outcome out there where Georgia comes out and just suffocates. It's not what I'm predicting. It's not going to be the score prediction I give in a second. But I think a 27-3 outcome is in the range of possibilities. That's an easy cover for me. And so I'm going to lay the 15. I think a more likely outcome in this game is going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of 35-17. That's what I'm predicting for a final score. I don't think it's going to be an incredibly high-scoring affair, but that's what I have it at, 35-17 Dogs. That puts me in Cover Town as well. So what's your score prediction for the game?
I was going to get here Saturday anyway, so might as well just join lay the points, lock it up.
He's going to lay him. He's going to lay him.
I think this game is 42-16, Daniel, is what I predict. Again, I think it's going to be 16, 20, maybe. I think all the points Missouri's going to get are in the first quarter. But you like
Georgia to just pour them on here.
The second half comes out, and Bobo, Carson Beck be cooking.
We're talking about multiple long runs to the house.
Yes.
For you in this game.
Yes, absolutely. We're talking
I think
game breaking.
The Dejan Kendall show on Saturday. I'm getting in a lather just thinking about it. I can't.
They are going to run all over Mizzou.
You know that's right.
Absolutely. Okay, we're going to come back after these and tell you more about this weekend's affairs. But first, these. Y'all, it's game time. Can I just really quick tell you about game time here? What if, hypothetically, you were traveling down to a city to watch your beloved Bulldogs take on an SEC top 25 matchup at home, and you needed to get tickets, and you just didn't need the one or the two. You needed tickets, and maybe you had waited to see if other friends were going to go ahead and take care of you in a certain amount of time, but lo and behold, couldn't do it. They didn't.
Couldn't come up with it. Don't worry about it.
And so Don't worry about a Game Time says, we got you. We're your new friend. We're your better friend. Game Time is fantastic.
We're your friend that does the thing that you wish that they did.
Download the Game Time app today. Use promo code LockedOnCollege for last-minute tickets to concerts, to games, whatever it is, basketball, NBA. If you want to sit around and watch a whole lot of millionaires sit every third game, go to an NBA game. If you want to watch them
like
Dogs
a great
win,
time.
go to
if you want to watch them
gametime.co.
Dogs win, go out to Las Vegas and buy a ticket for Monday night against the Oregon Ducks in Las Vegas. That's how you're going to see them Dogs win. You can get that ticket on Game Time as well.
Promo code Locked On for $20 off your first order. Download the Game Time app today. Use promo code Locked On College for $20 off.
Hear that, M-Dubs? Game Time's our new friend. Game Time's our new friend. So that's
all right. How many locks you got, Daniel?
You know, I've got 4 that I feel really good about. So
I got 3
I will probably get talked into another one here, but I got 4 that I've already gone back to the window multiple times on this week. So
this a little lower slate game than I anticipated, to be totally honest with you. I thought this weekend I was going to have
the action is plentiful. I'm talking about this is a don't leave your home Saturday.
Yeah.
But the betting action, I'm firing larger ammunition here, but we're taking fewer shots.
Oh, I see.
So, yeah.
All right. I got 3 that I probably have 2 more logs that I'll likely toss on the fire.
Well, let me start here with my absolute stone cold lock of the week.
Okay.
Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
Here we go. Yep.
Lay 'em. Alabama -3. You're going to want to lay the points. I don't trust LSU.
No.
I don't think this game being on the road is going to do anything for LSU and Brian Kelly.
Oof.
As much as Jalen Milroe and the Alabama offense is one big fat pile of steaming garbage, the LSU defense is so much worse than that. And I think the LSU offense is probably slightly better than the Alabama defense. Obviously, that's the strength of both of these teams is that matchup on that side of the ball. I think LSU's offense is probably slightly better than Alabama's defense. But I know for a fact that the Alabama offense, as bad as it is much better than the LSU defense. I think the game being at Bryant-Denny, the game being at night, the motivation factor we just talked about it of the revenge game for Nick Saban from last year. This man does not want to lose to Brian Kelly in the first 2 seasons.
No, he does not.
Guys, don't let that happen. Chris Marler cannot. He will have to retire from talking on social media, and the man's not qualified for a ton else. So we don't need that. The world doesn't need that. We need this guy on our.
We do need him on the timeline.
So give me Alabama, lay the points, and I feel absolutely great about it.
I have a lock in this same exact game. It is not the line though, although absolutely Bama is going to cruise.
You gonna take the over?
No.
Oh, he's taking the under.
Get 61.5 in this game. Alabama is going to shut LSU's offense down.
No,
they are saying that these two teams are the same talent level and coach level. 3-point spread is what a home spread is. Vegas is saying these two teams are the same. They are not the same. LSU does not care about defense, can't play defense, which is going to play into a running attack for Milroe and that offense of Alabama. You're telling me 30-28 gets me to cover this? Okay, I'll take that. You're telling me 31-20. I don't think LSU scores more than 25 points. I think even Alabama wants to put it on. I don't think they score more than 25 points.
You're going to be sweating. It's got promise. It's going to be 14-7, 4.5 minutes into the game, and you're going to be at just a full.
Give me the under.
Wowzers. That's great. Is that your lock of the week?
No, it's not my lock
were
of
you
the
just
week.
talking
No,
about it?
I was doing about it because you talked about it. Yeah,
all right.
This is not my lock of the week.
Give the people your lock of the week.
Here's the deal. I don't know why this game is this way. I think I'm apparently missing something.
Yeah.
It's not my eyeballs and watching these two teams play.
Okay.
Kansas is
Here we go.
far superior than the Cyclones.
Mm.
When I say far superior, I mean far superior. But why are they getting points in this game, Daniel? And why is it 2.5? This
So many questions.
so fishy to me. Kansas is an underdog to Iowa State. Matt Campbell can't coach. Iowa State's turned it on of late. They have started playing a little better, but not to be favored against Kansas. Kansas is a dang good offensive team, Daniel.
Yeah.
Has great resume. I am locking up Kansas, getting 2.5 against the Cyclones all day, every day.
You gotta fear the letdown spot here. That's the
Of
only way
course,
you
of
lose this.
course.
I mean, it's the most massive letdown spot in the history of the world.
Of course.
Going to play little old Iowa State on the road after the biggest home win in program history last week.
Yeah, I can't think of another one.
I mean, we're talking about Kansas here. It's not like the program's got a rich history.
I know.
Bill Self ain't walking through that door, so I don't. I don't hate the bet. I've made a lot of money betting on Kansas this year.
Yes. Yes.
All right, we've got more picks. I've got a few more that I'm going to give out, and we will get to them right after these.
Daniel, what if you were to take all your knowledge of football and then turn it into more money with daily fantasy? That sounds like a good investment.
Well, I do like getting paid for the work that I do. If that's
you know
what
what,
saying.
Daniel? But what if I was just to say that you put in your effort and your money and then they give it back to you immediately and without any expedition of going through other people's hands? Because that's what Prize Picks is all about.
That's Prize Picks. It's fair, it's balanced. You're not matched up against these fantasy football nerds who do nothing but spend their time researching fantasy football all day. That's right. The people who do nothing are not taking your money in the Prize Picks. That's what we're trying to say. In Prize Picks, it's just you versus the numbers. They give you a line, a number. Let's say Carson Beck, more or less passing yards than 275 on Saturday, and you just go ahead and say more. Let's say Kendall Milton rushing yards more or less than 75 on Sunday. You just go ahead and say more. And now with the NBA season in full swing, you can mix and match bets. So you can do football over-unders and basketball over-unders. You do LeBron James three-pointers, and you can do Travis Kelce receptions. Combine the picks for a bigger payout. PrizePicks.com/LockedOnCollege. Use the promo code LockedOnCollege for a first deposit match of up to $100. That's $100 free when you use the promo code LockedOnCollege. PrizePicks.com/LockedOnCollege.
All right, Daniel, take the people where you want to next.
Bedlam.
Oh, yes, sir.
I always want to go to Bedlam. It's one of my favorite games of the year.
You said something about Oklahoma State early on this year. You said they were trash.
They have been the biggest turnaround story, I think, in all of college football this season. This team is 6-2 after getting blown out by South Alabama at home 33-7. Clint, they lost to South Alabama at home 33-7.
It's not great.
They're now 6-2. They got a back that's rushed for over 1,000 yards this season. And Oklahoma has had an incredible turnaround from last season as well. You think about what the Oklahoma Sooners were last year under Brent Venables' first year. And now year two, they've had an incredible turnaround. But lately, it's been a little bit tricky. They had the big win against Texas, but since then, sneaky at UCF, almost lost that game, probably should have lost that game, and now you come out and you lose to Kansas on the road. And here we are. The line is 5.5 against Oklahoma State at Oklahoma State.
Okay.
Against Mike Gundy.
Okay.
Who wants nothing more than to beat Oklahoma in the last Big 12, to just stick it to them on the way out. Lean in tight.
I'm leaning in.
You lay them, Clint. You lay these dang points with the Oklahoma Sooners. There's too many vibes going towards Oklahoma State right now. You lay these points with a team that you think has no business being a favorite in this game. It's just ominous music comes in. And I think for Mike Gundy, here's what Mike Gundy reminds me of.
Oh,
He reminds me of
jeez.
He reminds me of Lane Kiffin trying to beat Nick Saban. Sometimes when you want it too bad, it just never quite. You never can quite get there.
That's true.
I'm gonna lay him lay the 5.5 with Oklahoma against the Cowboys in Stillwater. You got to watch this game. It's on at the same time as the Georgia game. You have to have it on a second screen.
You must. It is fantastic. Watch Bedlam is crazy. Daniel, I'm going to go to another game that I think, by the way, I don't hate that pick at all. I think if I was picking that game, it would be Oklahoma. It's not even close. Oklahoma has an outside shot to get in the college football playoff. They have to win out, and they have to start now. And I think they all recognize that. I'm going to another team, two teams that are actually playing really good ball, and nobody's going to be watching this game because it's going to be after dark. It's Pac-12. Nobody's going to be watching it. Well, some people. One person in particular. Arizona is actually not a bad team. Daniel.
Not to bet on.
No.
You bet on Arizona this year, you make a lot of money this year.
That 2-quarterback system down in Arizona, that head ball, he getting those kids playing. I'll tell you this much. They are playing hard and fast.
It ain't Kevin Sumlin coaching them up down at Arizona anymore, y'all.
Remember when Herm and Kevin Sumlin and Herm Edwards were both the head ball coach in Arizona. The whole state of Arizona just awash in backroom deals. Just washed in something.
Not pretty.
They're playing UCLA.
They are.
UCLA is a really good team. They are a really good team. They are sound defensively. They play good ball offensively. Quarterback changes and all that good stuff. I think I like UCLA making some noise down the stretch in college football playoff.
Okay.
Just messing with not themselves getting it, but messing with things. UCLA is laying 2.5 to Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
Now Arizona's at home, meaning that Vegas thinks Arizona's the better team. They're not the better team. They're not the better team, Daniel. I'm laying the points in the Bruins.
Bet against Arizona at
my own peril. This is a little contrarian bet here because I have made money on Arizona this year. And again, they have been playing very good ball. But give me UCLA Bruin laying the 2.5.
I got 2 more. I might have 3 more. It's hard to say. I'll do 3 more, and I'll stick with the Pac-12 pick for you now, and then I'll go with a 2-for-1 SEC special here to end it. Washington USC. It's one of the biggest games of the weekend. I cannot figure out which side to take in this game. Like,
this is beyond confusing.
I've talked myself into USC on the field outright in an upset, and just like saying, screw you, Pac-12, screw you, college football playoff, screw you, Michael Penix. Caleb Williams just comes out and absolutely plays a Superman game, and USC wins the game. I've talked myself into Washington winning by about 28 points. Let me tell you what I've not been able to talk myself into. I've not been able to talk myself into, especially after the last couple weeks. I've not been able to talk myself into these teams combining for more than 78.5 points.
Do you realize that's 40-39?
78.5 points. I'm going to go under in this game. I know this is a game where everybody thinks there's not going to be any stops. Nobody can get a stop. You know, Washington's got one of the best receiving groups, and USC's got the worst defense in college football. I actually think it's a decent matchup for USC. That's why I've talked myself into a potential outcome of this game being USC on the field. Because I think USC is going to be able to slow down Washington's offense because Washington can't run the ball. And to beat USC, all you have to do is run it at them because they are soft in the middle, looking at you. One guy in particular.
No.
Looking at you, Bear.
No one's looking at you.
No, that is true. No one is looking at you. So you've got
Klondike bar of cream.
Yeah. I'm going to go under 78.5 Washington USC. I can't see that many points.
Daniel, this is one of my logs that
Yeah.
I looked at this line and I thought the same exact thing. I looked at it because I thought I was going to have a clear, easy indication. And when I got there with the 3, I said, I don't know what to do with that now. I have no clue. Well, now I look at that over and I think there's not a chance.
It's not going to be that high.
It's not going to be that high. Give me the under. I think even USC sticks at 30 points, and Washington, yeah, like you said, whatever. Give me the under in that game. That was one of my logs.
Yeah.
All right, that's the 2-for-1 special you had in the SEC.
I mean, Kentucky's so much better than Mississippi State, Clint. It's
What
not
is
even
happening?
funny. Kentucky's so much better than Mississippi State. It's not even funny. 4.5 points, lay them. I don't care. Lay them. I don't care. How mad is Mark Stoops after losing that game to Tennessee? They didn't actually play that poorly in the game. If you watch the game, they didn't actually play that poorly.
And without a couple of really weird penalties on behalf of Kentucky, that game's different. It was a weird game.
Also, do you listen to Lane Kiffin's press conferences at all this week?
Gosh, I have, because they've been made memes everywhere.
He said, with all the success they've had recruiting, I would expect that Texas A&M would be a top 10 team right now. Oh, wait, are they not? Lane Kiffin just loves trolling Jimbo Fisher. I'm going to lay him with Ole Miss. I think it's 3 points right now. I'm taking 2 road favorites in the SEC. It's not a way to make a living.
No, don't repeat him.
But I'm gonna lay them with both these teams. I just think they're much better teams, and I think they're gonna win comfortably. So give me Ole Miss -3. Give me Kentucky -4.5.
Those are the locks for today. We're going to be back on Saturday doing a live reaction.
Saturday night.
Oh, my good night, y'all. It's going to be fantastic. We will have lots to talk about. Mizzou fan, get your shots in now. Call your shot now. And don't call us just homers. We already have been called that.
Yes, we're aware of that.
We're aware of that. This has been Locked On Bulldogs by Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every single day. We'll see y'all Saturday.
See ya.